Hello. My name's Lee Wells, teaching professional out of Lewisville, Texas. Have you ever wondered why you might have a great rhythm and tempo of your swing, or even have that on the range, but it just doesn't quite follow you through your entire round? Well, I'm going to give you a tip. That tip is to maintain that mental rhythm, tempo, and focus. You notice that key word, mental, rhythm, and tempo. That's not your swing tempo. The reason why I'm giving you this tip is because if you keep this rhythm and tempo in your mind, it will definitely greatly affect the way you keep your swing tempo. So once again, I'm going to give you this very important tip from tee box to fairway to the green. I think it's time to play. Follow me. Let's go to the tee box. We made it to the tee box. All right, now what should you be thinking about when you hit your first tee box or even your other tee boxes? Well, I would recommend to keep you in that groove is thinking about the yardage and also what par it is. That's so huge. You don't want to start thinking about that once you reach the tee box, on the tee box. You want to have that in mind before you even hit. Another thing are your club selection. If you already have your distance in mind, you already know kind of what kind of club you want to hit, but you don't know exactly what kind of club. So instead of taking one club onto the tee box, or two, I would say take 3 clubs so you can be sure of what distance you want to dial in. Once you reach that tee box and you have your 3 clubs, this is before you even get into your pre-shot routine. You do not want to be looking at the tee box itself. Obviously you got to set up your ball and get in there, but look ahead all the way to the green as the pros do. If you've ever seen them on TV or live, where are they looking? Where's that focus? It's always straightforward to their landing zone and straight to the hole, okay? Once you know and you're focused, you can then choose one of your 3 clubs and you're ready to go. Get that rhythm and tempo together, and then you can start your pre-shot routine. That will get you into the focus. That will maintain that rhythm throughout your round, even before you get into your swing tempo. I think we're ready to hit, so let's move on to the fairway. Well, here we are. We've hit our ball from the tee box. Now we're heading to the fairway. Now, how are we going to keep that mental rhythm and tempo going before we even get to the ball? Well, do as the pros do. What are they thinking? They're thinking ahead, right? So this gives you a chance right now to look at your environment to come. Now, why is that? Well, it's actually getting your mind into thinking what type of shot you want to hit, whether it's a low shot, high shot, you want to fade, you want to draw it. This is very key even before you get to the ball. It is extremely easy to get your mind off of what you want to do while you're on your cart. I know, we play with friends, we play with buddies, of course. We might have a few brewskis you don't know. It kind of takes you off your game. So, once again, always think of the shot to come. Look ahead. Look where your ball's at. Obviously, you're not there just yet, but when you get there, you'll have an idea of what kind of shot you want to hit, and also probably what kind of club you want to hit. I think we're coming up to our ball right now, so let's get ready to hit the ball from the fairway. We'll see you there. All right, we made the fairway. Congratulations. Well, what are we going to do now? Well, in our mind, obviously, we want to keep that mind, rhythm, and tempo going. We don't want to break that train, if you will. So, what are you going to do? Well, first of all, what happens if you get to your ball before it's your time to hit? Well, a lot of amateurs make that mistake of getting to your ball early. Well, you know, sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. But here's the big mistake, is actually coming out, grabbing the club, and sitting here and waiting until they have to hit. So what does that do? It kind of stagnates your rhythm a little bit. So I would actually recommend grab your club if you're there early, sit on your cart, and actually trace your ball shot. Continuously think of that line of shot that you want to hit. Either you want to hit a low, high, medium, high trajectory shot, you want to do a fade or slice. Continuously line that and trace that. So when it's your turn to hit, you have that visualization in mind continuously. You're always looking forward at your target. So then even before you have your swing rhythm and tempo going, you have your mind tempo rhythm and going. So I think we're ready to hit the shot. I already know where I'm going to hit the shot. So I'm looking at about 2 feet from the hole. We'll see you on the hole in just a few seconds. All right, we've reached the green. That's our destination. Well, how do we continue that rhythm and tempo that we have begun from the tee box? Well, first thing is to obviously look at all sides of the ball. You're going to look at break, you're going to look at grain, you're also going to look at distance. But what do a lot of amateurs do that takes them off that rhythm and tempo is thinking of that at the last moment, right before they hit. As you see all the pros do, as soon as they get even before onto the green, they're looking at the ball all facets. So take a 360-degree stroll around your ball, look at it while other people are hitting, and then once it's your time to hit, you can string that rhythm and tempo up until you start your putting stroke. Once you finish your putt and you hole out, here's another way to keep your rhythm and tempo going, is step right off of the green and get ready to head to the next hole, as well as looking at your scorecard, putting that score down immediately so then you can have the distance of the next hole right between your eyes, and you're going to be focusing on the swing and tempo. So once again, throughout what I've been showing you here is maintaining that mental rhythm and tempo that will help your swing tempo. If I can give you any tip, that's it, to shoot lower scores and hopefully be on the PGA Tour. Hello, my name is Lee Wells, golf professional out of Lewisville, Texas, here to give you a quick tip on how to manage your shots, meaning trajectory, your distance, and also your angle of shot as well. If you notice the great pros out there, including the touring professionals today, such as Paul Goydos, Stuart Sink, and especially Zach Johnson, if you notice their mid-irons as well as their higher irons, such as the 7, 8, 9 pitching wedge, they seem to always hold off their hands on the finish. Now, why is that? Well, obviously, they're trying to keep the ball at a mid-trajectory as well. They're going to get a lot more spin as well and be able to control the ball directly where they want to hit it. So if you practice this way, as well as they finish the shot, you're going to be able to control as well multiple benefits, such as striking the ball first, as well as getting a mid-trajectory on your shots that mean the most. So when I say holding off the shot, obviously, as you can see, especially Zach Johnson, the great touring pro who won the Masters, of course, when he finishes, you notice how he holds off the shot almost over on the side here, but his hands are low. So I would recommend, as you're on the range, I want you to think, as you're hitting your shots, to keep your hands low and to finish low and hold it there. So I would say swing and hold it there. Obviously, you're not going to pull your head up, but you're going to keep your head behind the ball, of course. But your hands are going to be low, and they're going to finish here.